Own your money. Own your life.
I'm Jared Dillian. This is the Jared Dillian Show. If you want to call to talk about your money, please call 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. This is the Jared Dillian Show, and things are opening back up. I saw that Myrtle Beach is opening up the beach, which makes sense because it's a big beach, and it's hard to get so many people on the beach that people get sick on the beach. So, people have calculated what the average person spends in a day. And I think we talked about this one time in the past, what the average person spends in a day. And you may find this hard to believe, but the average person spends $67 a day. Now, first of all, that's average. So some are less, some are more. Second of all, I believe that is just discretionary expenses. I don't believe that includes your rent. I don't believe it includes your mortgage. But we should make it a goal. I think that this is a worthwhile goal. We should make it a goal to spend less than $67 a day, which I think is doable. And actually, I remember when I saw these statistics that if people making over $100,000 a year spent like $120 a day or something like that. But we should have it as a goal to spend less than $67 a day. And like I said, that doesn't include all your fixed costs. So if your mortgage is $3,000 a month, you're spending $100 a day just on your house. So I don't believe it includes your mortgage. It doesn't include your rent. It doesn't include your utilities, things like that. This is just discretionary expenses. So let's go back before COVID-19. Let's go back a little bit in the past to when I had an office. I still have the office. I'm paying rent. And I was working out of my office, and I was commuting every day. And then I think about the money that I would spend just going to work in an average day. I think about the money that I would spend. I would spend $3 on coffee. I would get an iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. And the iced coffee is what I would call a necessary coffee. It is necessary for certain bodily functions. Okay. And then I think it comes out to about $3 a day on gas. You're burning up $3 a day on gas. Maybe $4. I was spending on average about $15 a day on lunch. Sometimes less. I'd go to Chipotle and spend $10. Sometimes I'd go to a restaurant and spend $20. On average, I was spending about $15 a day on lunch. And I would get dinner before I went to the radio station, so I was spending about $25 a day on dinner. And that's pretty much all the money I was spending. So if you add that all up, it's $46 a day is what I was spending. But wait, there's more. Now how much would you pay for those steak knives? You got to keep track of this because it's not just what you're spending when you're out and about. You start buying stuff off of Amazon. You start buying dip and hot dogs at the gas station. You start going into stores and spending money on stuff, and there goes the $67 a day. So it's like average. So if you were to plot out my spending, I would do $46 a day most days, but some days I would buy, I don't know, cat litter, just whatever. I would buy something off of Amazon. I would spend $50 on Amazon, and then I would be at $96 for that day. So the point is the average should be $67 a day. And $67 a day is $2,010 a month, which is about $24,000 a year. $24,000 a year in discretionary expenses for the average person. So do you think you can handle that? But inevitably, people end up spending more than $67 a day. So, you know, grocery shopping. You go to the grocery store and you spend $150 at the grocery store. Well, you have to average that in with everything else. By the way, that's $5 a day for the month. And you go to the grocery store like, 4 times a month. You have your subscriptions, you have Amazon Prime, you have Netflix. All of that goes into the calculation as well. And keep track of what you spend every day and see if you can get it to average $67 a day. Just so you know, I don't spend $67 a day. That's what I spend on routine expenses, but I will occasionally have a large expense, like a piece of jewelry or a vacation or something like that. Between me and my wife, our discretionary expenses are probably about, and this is going to sound high. It's going to sound high. Our discretionary expenses are probably about $100,000 a year, which includes a lot of house stuff that we have to pay for. So that comes out to $274 a day, which sounds high. Now, of course, under the virus, we've been spending a lot less, and I haven't been spending anything. I'm eating food at home. So the $15 for lunch and the $25 for dinner basically goes to free, just groceries. And the only time I really spend money is if I order something on Amazon, and that's about it. The point of bringing this up is to talk about daily habits and impulse purchases. If you're one of these impulse purchase people, you are going to get away from spending $67 a day. You're going to walk into GNC, you're going to spend $200 on vitamins or something like that. $67 a day gets you gas and food, but once you start taking into account other discretionary expenses like Amazon, you have to keep the gas and food a lot lower. I was a little bit of an anomaly because I was eating out pretty much for every meal. Most people don't do that and shouldn't do that. So if you spend $40 a day on gas and food, then you have an extra $27 a day to play around with, which comes out to about $600 a month. That $600 a month you can spend on other stuff. If you don't buy food out and you basically just have gas, you have $2,000 a month to spend on other stuff or to save. So let's talk about the saving piece. If you want to save, this is how you do it. Let's say you want to save $500 a month, and there's a reason why I picked $500, but let's say you want to save $500 a month. $500 a month is $17 a day. That's what you have to come up with. If you can save $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year, and that you can fund an IRA. You can max out an IRA with $6,000 a year for $17 a day. You can fully fund an IRA with $17 a day. Now, don't get rid of the coffee. The coffee is necessary for certain bodily functions. You need the coffee. Interestingly, if you get a more fuel-efficient vehicle, that's $750 a year, which is about $2 a day, so that gets you started. But basically, if you just don't go out to lunch, and you bring your lunch, you will be able to invest in an IRA. Simple as that. Very simple. Every lunch is homemade, even on the weekends, and that gets you to max out your IRA. Only 13 million people contribute to an IRA in this country. By the way, you skip lunch every day, but then you get some of that money back in taxes, so it's a great investment. Again, if you make your own lunch, you can have an IRA. If you save $6,000 a year for 40 years, that's $240,000 before any investment returns. That's it. That's your retirement. If you skip going out for lunch, you can retire. It's that simple. It's amazing how easy this personal finance stuff is. I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show.
The Jared Dillian Show.